Ready? Your ancient brain still runs the show. Let's see how. Number 8. The catnap instinct. It's mid-afternoon. You've had a full night's sleep, but your eyelids are heavy and your focus is drifting. Or maybe it's 3 a.m., and instead of resting peacefully, you're wide awake, staring at the ceiling. This isn't you being strange or broken. It's your brain doing something very old, something deeply human. For most of our history, people didn't sleep in one long stretch like we do today. Our ancestors often slept in 2 phases, a few hours of rest, a period of wakefulness in the middle of the night, and then more sleep until morning. During those night waking hours, they might have stood watch, eaten a little, or connected with each other. This was biphasic sleep, and it wasn't unusual at all. In hot climates, they'd also nap during the day, because hunting under a blazing sun wasn't just uncomfortable, it was dangerous. Sleeping in segments actually kept them alive. Being alert at intervals meant they were less likely to be caught off guard by predators. But today, our world runs on alarm clocks, office hours, and bright streetlights. Midday naps are labeled lazy. Being awake at odd hours is called insomnia. So when you feel that irresistible afternoon drowsiness or find yourself oddly alert at 3 a.m., that's not a problem to fix. It's your ancient biology whispering, "This is how we used to survive." Number 7. The herd instinct. You're walking down the street and notice a group of people looking up at the sky. Without even thinking, you stop and look up too. You don't know what you're looking for, but still, you join them. That's not curiosity. That's instinct. Thousands of years ago, following the group wasn't about being polite, it was about staying alive. If everyone suddenly took off running, the only smart thing to do was run too. Because the person who stopped to ask, "What's going on?" that person often didn't make it. Being part of the group meant access to food, safety, and belonging. Your brain still rewards that with a little dopamine hit every time you blend in. But today, this same instinct makes you follow trends you don't really like. You buy what everyone else is buying. You believe stories because they went viral. You join crowds without knowing where they're going. Your brain doesn't distinguish between follow the tribe to safety and follow strangers on TikTok doing backflips into shopping carts. It just knows stick with the group or you're on your own. Number 6. The urge to return a favor. Someone holds the door open and suddenly you feel like you owe them something. A coworker buys you a coffee and you start thinking about how to pay them back. It's not just politeness, it's your brain firing up an ancient survival system. In early human tribes, reciprocity wasn't optional. You shared your food today, and tomorrow someone else shared theirs with you. It was a cycle of mutual support, or everyone suffered. That's why your brain makes you feel uncomfortable when you receive something. It's like an itch you have to scratch by giving something back. This kept communities alive. It built trust. But in the modern world, marketers use this to their advantage. They offer you a free sample, and you end up buying something you didn't want. A car salesman gives you a bottle of water, and suddenly the overpriced car doesn't look so bad. Your brain can't tell the difference between "they helped me survive" and "they handed me a free pen." It just knows, I owe them. I need to even the score. Number 5. The fear of the unknown. You step into a dark room, and your pulse quickens. You see a strange food you've never tried, and your stomach turns. That's not you being overly cautious. That's your brain keeping you safe. In the wild, the unknown was almost always dangerous. A sound in the bushes could be harmless wind or a predator. A new plant could be nutritious or toxic. Our ancestors had to rely on instincts, not information. And if they guessed wrong, they might not get a second chance. So our brains learn to respond to uncertainty with stress, with resistance, with fear. That response kept us from taking deadly risks, but today it keeps you stuck in routines. You order the same dish every time. You avoid new technology. You stay in familiar places and jobs even if they make you unhappy. Because to your ancient brain, different still means dangerous, even when it's just a new lunch option. Number 4. The need for control. When someone else is driving, you find yourself tapping an imaginary brake. When plans change suddenly, you feel flustered or even angry. This is your brain's deep desire for control kicking in. In early times, the people who survived were the ones who could shape their surroundings, build shelter, store food, prepare for winter. Control meant survival, and our brains evolved to crave it. When you have control, your brain rewards you with a sense of safety, a little dopamine boost. But today, this survival instinct gets triggered by the smallest disruptions: a traffic jam, a late email, someone putting dishes in the wrong place. Your brain doesn't know the difference between "we need to control this fire to stay warm" and "someone's messing up my spreadsheet." It just senses, "this wasn't the plan, fix it now." And so you overthink, overplan, and stress over things you can't possibly change, all because your mind still believes, if I lose control, I might not make it. Number 3, the pain of losing. You find $100 and it's a nice surprise, but if you lose $100, it haunts you for days. You feel it in your gut for days. That's not overreacting. That's your brain doing damage control. In the past, losing something could be life-threatening. Lose your only weapon and you couldn't hunt. Lose your food stash and you might not survive the winter. Not finding something was disappointing, but losing what you had, that was dangerous. So your brain evolved to weigh losses more heavily than gains, making you feel them more deeply. This helped prevent risky behavior, but now it causes modern-day problems. You hold on to bad investments too long. You keep old clothes you never wear. You stay in jobs that no longer serve you because you're afraid of what might happen if you leave. Your brain can't tell the difference between "I lost my spear" and "I lost that bet." It only knows loss equals threat. Do everything you can to avoid it. Number 2, the status obsession. Someone drives a nicer car and you suddenly feel small. You scroll through social media and wonder why everyone's life seems better than yours. That's your brain watching the status ladder. In early tribes, status was survival. High status meant better food, more mates, and more influence. Low status meant getting the scraps and being easy to ignore. So your brain reacts strongly to any shift in status. It celebrates when you rise and punishes you when you fall. Back then, this made sense. It pushed people to contribute, improve, and earn their place. But today? Now, your brain treats likes, promotions, and followers like matters of life and death. You feel threatened when someone else seems ahead. You overspend to impress. You curate your life online. You measure your worth against people you don't even know. Because your brain still believes status keeps you safe. Without it, you don't belong. Number 1, the fairness reflex. Someone cuts in line and you immediately feel a flash of anger. A coworker takes credit for your idea and you can't stop thinking about it. That's not pettiness. That's your fairness instinct doing its job. In a small tribe, fairness wasn't just a nice idea. It was essential. If one person hoarded food while others starved, the tribe suffered. If someone refused to contribute but still ate, resentment grew. Fairness held the group together. So our brains evolved to detect unfairness and punish it. Even now, when things aren't fair, your brain rings every alarm. 2 free samples instead of 1? That person's breaking the rules. A billionaire flaunting wealth during a crisis? Your instincts rebel. Your boss showing favoritism feels like a threat to your place in the group. Even when the situation isn't life or death, your brain treats it like it is. Because long ago, unfairness was a threat to the tribe and to you. And deep down, your mind still believes justice is survival. Still curious? Totally new topics coming up. Don't miss the next videos.